They won't stab you when you're ready. They'll smile first. Shake your hand. Wait for the perfect moment, the moment you look weak. And when your guard drops, they move. Not because they hate you, because weakness is blood in the water. In this world, perception kills faster than truth. You don't need to actually fall apart for people to destroy you. You just have to look like you might. Today, we're going deep into the shadows, into the psychology of control, image, and survival. What it really means to become untouchable. People think strength is about muscle, money, or confidence. They're wrong. Strength is an illusion, and whoever controls that illusion controls the game. Imagine this: two soldiers in a battlefield. One is terrified but stands tall. The other is brave but trembles. Who do you think the enemy shoots first? Exactly. The mind hunts what it believes is weaker. So your first defense is not truth. It's image. Never let them see your cracks. You can be broken, just don't look breakable. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He survived not because he was the strongest, but because he looked untouchable. The world doesn't pity the bleeding. It circles them. So, if you must suffer, suffer in silence. Don't broadcast your pain. Don't beg for understanding, because every time you show emotion to the wrong person, you hand them a weapon. Powerful people don't speak to be understood. They speak to be remembered. The more you talk, the more you expose. Every sentence reveals your thinking. Every reaction becomes a map of your emotions. And emotional maps are used for targeting. Think about it. Ever confided in someone only to watch them use your own words against you? That's not betrayal, that's strategy. The silent ones are feared not because they hide, but because no one knows what they'll do next. Silence creates mystery. Mystery creates fear. And fear creates control. So learn to speak with precision. Let your quiet moments echo louder than your explanations. The wolf that doesn't growl before it bites is the one everyone remembers. Emotion is the oldest form of manipulation. The moment you react, you reveal. When anger controls your voice, you lose control of the room. When sadness spills out, someone is calculating how to use it. In the world of power, emotional transparency is a suicide note. This doesn't mean suppress your emotions. It means command them. Turn your anger into focus, your heartbreak into silence, your fear into observation. Think of emotion as a knife. Use it with intent, or it cuts you instead. The untouchable don't stop feeling. They just stop letting feelings decide. Imagine a chess player mid-game. If he flips the board in rage, he loses. If he studies quietly, he wins. That's dark psychology in motion. Emotions under discipline become power. Emotions uncontrolled become chains. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few ever experience what you really are. And that's exactly how it should be. Your image is your armor. Your presence is your sword. Control how you enter a room. Control how your silence feels. Control what people believe you're capable of. If you look dangerous, no one tests you. If you look desperate, everyone does. You don't owe anyone the truth. You owe yourself the advantage. Craft your persona like a weapon. If you want respect, appear calm and calculated. If you want to be feared, let your stillness make others nervous. Every gesture, every tone, every pause must send a message. People don't study your intentions. They study your presentation. That's why most are controlled without even realizing it. not by force, by image. So, build one that protects you. One that doesn't reveal, it redirects. Let's talk about loyalty, the most beautiful lie in the human dictionary. People aren't loyal to you. They're loyal to their benefit in knowing you. When your value fades, their loyalty disappears with it. It's not personal. It's psychological. Machiavelli knew, you don't survive on loyalty. You survive on leverage. Power changes behavior. Fear maintains it. Need controls it. If they respect you because they need you, they'll stay even when they dislike you. If they're loyal because they like you, they'll leave the moment that feeling fades. Build leverage, not love. It might sound cold, but warmth doesn't keep wolves away. Distance does. Keep your connections measured. Give enough for people to trust you, but never enough for them to disarm you. The moment someone studies your emotions too closely, step back. Control the access. The one who controls access controls perception, and the one who controls perception controls everything. When betrayal happens, and it will, don't react. Reactions are entertainment for manipulators. They feed on your outbursts, your pain, your confusion. The untouchable move differently. They don't explode, they erase. When someone crosses a line, they don't argue. They remove the line completely. No warnings, no explanations, just silence that feels final. Because in a world driven by power games, hesitation is permission. You don't need revenge to win. You need results that make their existence irrelevant. Let them wonder how you survived. Let them guess what you'll do next. Let silence haunt them more than words ever could. That's the psychology of dominance. Not violence, not cruelty, just psychological precision. When you act, act completely. When you're done, vanish. Make your absence louder than your presence. Fear and respect are twins, but one is born from silence, the other from consistency. You can't demand respect. You project it. When you speak, do so like consequence. When you walk into a room, carry your boundaries with you. When you fall, make sure no one sees the ground hit you. Fear isn't about making people tremble. It's about making them hesitate. That hesitation, that split second of doubt, is where power lives. You must become unreadable, a mirror they can't decode. Because once people figure you out, they begin to test the edges. So never let anyone see the full version of you. Only reflections, only fragments. Keep your depth hidden behind stillness. Let them see only what you choose to show. The rest, that's your weapon. Remember, fear grows in what people don't know. In the psychology of power, mystery isn't decoration. It's armor. Here's the truth no one wants to hear. You can be pure-hearted and still get destroyed. You can be honest and still be betrayed. Because this world doesn't run on truth. It runs on perception. And perception is shaped by silence, image, and control. So if you want peace, build walls. If you want freedom, control your narrative. If you want power, stop proving and start observing. Your reality doesn't protect you. Your presentation does. Be the storm no one predicts. Be the shadow no one understands. Be the calm that makes others uneasy. Because, in the end, people don't attack what they can't read. They fear it. And that fear is what keeps you untouchable. The world is watching you. Every move, every post, every word. A signal. So choose your signals wisely. Enter like a storm. Speak like consequence. And when you're silent, let them feel it. You are no longer just a person. You are a presence. And presence is power. If this spoke to your darker side of understanding, remember, awareness is your first weapon. That silence is louder than any scream. The ones who cannot be touched, they don't beg for approval. They don't explain. They don't announce their next move. They act, and they disappear. A real strategist doesn't chase revenge to feel better. They chase results to maintain control. When the world attacks you, most people react. They yell, they post, they fall apart in public. But the untouchable, they stay still. Stillness confuses the emotional mind. It makes manipulators anxious because silence can't be argued with. Picture this. Someone insults you in a meeting, expecting outrage. You just smile, say nothing. They start tripping over their own words, desperate to fill the void your silence created. That's power. Not the scream, the stillness that follows. The deadliest person in the room is never the loudest. It's the quiet observer, the one who studies everyone but reveals nothing. Once people know you're in control, they'll start planning how to take it. But if your power is invisible, no one knows where to strike. Visibility is a trap. The more eyes on you, the more targets you wear. Real power hides behind illusion. You don't need the throne to rule the kingdom. You just need influence that moves unseen. Let others fight for titles. Let them crave attention. You're the whisper behind decisions. Because the shadow has no ego, only control. Control isn't about ownership. It's about direction. You can lead people without them realizing they're following you. Give them freedom, but guide their options. Make them believe every decision is theirs. That's not manipulation, it's mastery. Think of it like chess. Your opponent believes they're winning until the final move reveals you've been planning 10 steps ahead. Pause. The mind loves the illusion of independence. Feed that illusion, and people will unknowingly serve your strategy. When people start watching you too closely, step back. Because exposure is danger. Patterns can be read. Weaknesses can be mapped. But when you disappear, when your presence becomes unpredictable, fear begins to grow. You become the ghost in their thoughts. The variable they can't calculate. They start guessing. Guessing leads to mistakes. Mistakes lead to power, your power. The more unpredictable your mind becomes, the more predictable your enemies turn. Pause. That's the paradox of control. You don't need applause to prove you're winning. Let others perform for the crowd while you quietly build the stage. When they burn in the spotlight, you stay in the cool dark, planning, adjusting, watching everything unfold exactly as intended. Be the architect no one credits. The ghost whose absence moves the world. Let your name fade. Let your face vanish. But let your impact echo through every outcome. Because true power doesn't want credit. It wants control. Influence that doesn't reveal itself. That's invincibility. But here's the truth most ignore. This kind of quiet power surrounds you every day. The co-worker who never argues but always gets their way. The friend who plays innocent yet always ends up in control. The person who never posts but always knows what's happening. They mastered perception, and perception is the real battlefield. So protect yourself. Pay attention to who listens more than they talk, to who flatters while collecting information, to who makes you feel like you're choosing, when really they're directing. Awareness is your shield. Because once you see the invisible game, you stop being a pawn in it. The untouchable don't just win, they outlast. While others chase validation, they craft control. While others speak, they observe. While others burn out for attention, they build legacies in silence. You don't need to be feared. You don't need to be loved. You only need to be unreadable. Because once they can't predict you, they can't control you. And that's the essence of power. If this spoke to something in your mind, don't let it fade. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and step deeper into the psychology most people fear to understand. Because every week, we reveal truths the world hides in shadows. Mind armor for a manipulative world. Stay aware. Stay controlled. Stay untouchable.